It has been widely observed that children from immigrant families eventually speak the language of their new community with native fluency. However, their parents, like many other learners of English, rarely achieve such high levels of mastery of spoken language. This workshop will look especially into the relation between ages of acquisition and English language development. Participants in this workshop will experience how second language learners acquire the second language and whether they achieve native language fluency. They will also reflect on how they, as a teacher of English, can help those adults learn to succeed in second language learning. Writing topic: Impact of transportation. Transportation has both negative and positive impacts. In the following text, we will consider some of them. Positive impacts: the reverse. Improvements in the technology have led a tremendous impact on our society. Think about the history of many countries developing in transportation supported the development of the country. Canals, railroads, and highways enable people to explore and settle the far regions of a country. Today we are still exploring. We are traveling down into the depths of the ocean and out into the far universe. However, most of the benefits of transportation are not from exploration and discovery. Our daily life is greatly affected by transportation. By transporting their product, producers expand their markets, which generally cause sales increase. As sales increase, the demand for the product or one large it also increase. Increased demand encourages others to go into business. This is business growth. As people and cargo are moved from one location to another, services and products become available to more people, allowing people to choose among products. Each provider or producer tries to offer the best price. This is competitive pricing. Because of transportation, the countries of the world are able to trade products. Southeast Asia producers have sent countless shiploads of timber to Japan. At the same time, electronic equipment such as VCR are sent to other Asian countries from Japan. This could not happen without the services provided by ships, trains, and trucks. Improvements in vehicles, ways, and facilities have enabled people to travel longer distances in less time. Business people meet more customers. Families can travel to different locations and see new things. Students from Cambodian can visit Eiffel Tower in Paris. People from one country can meet people from other countries. All of this and more happen because of an efficient transportation system. Negative impacts: the challenges. Just as transportation can increase the value of an item, it could also cause the value to decrease. If too much of the same product were available at a particular place, the value would go down. Americans have come to rely upon the automobile as our most popular transportation system. A negative impact of this is that most major cities experience large traffic jams each day. Sometimes a traffic jam becomes a gridlock. A gridlock means that no vehicle can move in any direction. The cost of transportation can be high. Public people must pay high tax for the construction and maintenance of public ways and transportation facilities. Other costs cannot be measured as easily as the law. Homes and land must sometimes be given up to make way for new roads and airports. Thousands of lives are lost each year due to transportation accidents. Transportation also creates pollution. Discarded or abandoned vehicles cause land and visual pollution. Vehicles exhaust smoke, pollute the air. Even though new technology is being developed to help control this, people must also do their part in protecting the environment from this type of pollution. As can be seen, transportation has both positive and negative impact. Understanding how transportation systems work will help us make decisions about how to improve transportation and reduce the negative impacts. Why it is important to get a good education. There is a Chinese proverb which says, if you give a man a fish, he has food for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he will eat every day. A good education opens doors to big numbers of possibilities, whereas a limited education decreases them. Three important reasons for getting a good education are to get a better job, to increase your choices, and to become more independent. First, getting a better job at university, you learn skills that you will need in the workplace. For example, you learn how to write a report and how to use a computer. You also learn how to work with other people as you do projects together. Many jobs require you to be proficient at all these skills. Also, at university, when you finish your studies, you get a qualification like a degree or diploma, and many employers are looking for someone with a degree. Added to this, universities offer practicums and require you to do projects which are similar to work you would do in the job. This kind of hands-on experience helps you to get a better job. Second, increase your choices. Because your studies cover a wide range of subjects, this can lead to a wider range of job choices. For example, many students studying for Bachelor of Commerce study subjects such as economics, management, and marketing. There are many different jobs to be found in these areas. Next, universities have yearly career fairs where companies come to campus and offer information on available jobs and pathways to reach the job. Students are introduced to a variety of different careers and jobs, and they can then decide to do the courses which will best help them to get a particular job. Students can also get helpful advice about future careers from advisors, older students, and their teachers and professors. Thus become more independent. With a good education, you learn to think for yourself and make decisions based on faith and logic rather than blindly follow others. You learn to analyze situations, you sometimes develop new solutions to problems, and you learn to trust your judgment. These are all qualities of an independent thinker. Also, because a good education leads to a well-paying job, you get financial independence, and this may mean less dependent on your family and friends. For example, you may not want to live with your parents, but find your own place to live. In conclusion, it has probably always been important to get a good education, but now in the 21st century, it is more important than ever. Technology continues to grow and change every day, as do job opportunities and lifestyle. Education helps us keep up to date with these advances and also help us manage the challenges of living in a faster world. In the future, a good education for each of us can only become more important than ever. Women liberation. Since the middle of the last century, women around the world have been seeking greater independence and recognition. No longer content with their traditional roles as housewives and mothers, women have joined together to create the Women Liberation Movement. While the force behind this international movement vary from culture to culture and from individual to individual, the basic the basic causes in the United States can be traced to three events: the development of effective birth control methods, in the invention of labor-saving devices for the home, and the advent of World War II. The first cause of liberation of women was the development of effective birth control methods, freeing women from the endless cycle of childbearing and rearing. As a result of having a choice as a one to one and if to bear children, Women acquire the freedom and the time to pursue interests outside of the home. Because of the development of the birth control, women could delay having children or avoid having them altogether. Consequently, women had the opportunity to acquire an education and pursue a career. Another event was the development of machine labor saving devices for the home, result in more leisure time and freedom for women. For example, 60 years ago, a housewife spent an average of 12 to 14 hours a day doing housework. Due to the invention of machines such as vacuum cleaners, washing machines, and dishwashers, a housewife can now take care of her daily housework in about 5 hours. The final event that, at least in the United States, gave impetus to the liberation of women was World War II. During the war, most men were serving in the military. Consequently, women had to fill the vacancies in the labor force. Women by the thousand went to work in factories and took over business for their absent husbands. It was a great change for the majority of American women, for they discovered they could wear a plan part and manage business as well as change and backbreed. This day event planted the seed of great change in society, and the effects of the change are being felt at all levels, in the families, in business, and in government. One of the biggest effects of the greater independence of women today is being felt in the home. The traditional husband-wife relationship is undergoing a radical transformation because so many women are working. Men are learning to share the household tasks of cooking, cleaning, and caring for children. In most American families, the husband still earns most of the money and the wife still does most of her work. And nevertheless, the child rearing system in the United States is changing as a result of women increasing participation in the away-from-home workforce. The number of mothers going out to jobs tripled from 1950 to 1987 to more than 12 million. As a result, millions of children are being reared by paid childcare workers in infant, preschool, and after-school daycare programs instead of by their mother at home. The effects of women's liberation are being felt not only in the home but also at the job site. In the 1986, almost 48 million women aged 16 and over were employed. This number represents 44% of total paid workforce in the United States. Most women still work in low-paying, low-status occupations as secretaries, sales clerk, elementary school teachers, and healthcare workers. However, in the last 2 decades, more women have entered the new high-technology industries. By 1986, for example, 34% of all computer programmers were women. There has also been a slow but steady increase in number of women who have risen to executive and managerial positions in business and who have entered the traditionally male professions of architecture, engineering, medicine, and law. Politics and government are still other areas that are feeling the effect of women movement, although the United States doesn't appear ready to accept a woman president as have some other nations around the world. American women are being elected and appointed to high public office in increasing number. The United States has women cabinet members, women senators and congresswomen, women governors, and women mayors. In 1984, Geraldine Ferrero was the Democratic Party's nominee for the office of Vice President. The first woman was nominated, but she was not elected. In conclusion, women in the United States are acquiring greater independence, which is causing sweeping change at home, at work, and in the government. Although American women do not yet have the equality with men and women, in some Western countries like Sweden enjoy, they are making steady again. The full impact of this process on society remains to be seen.